Welcome back for part 3 and round 37. We're going to use color E or color C, depending on which version you're making. And we start in any of the chain 1 corner spaces with 5 double crochet. So start 5 double crochet in the chain 1 corner space. We will chain 3 and skip the first 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3 chain. That first stitch is hidden, so be careful to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches to skip, and then we'll work 5 double crochet in that next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochet. Chain 3, skip 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and work those 5 double crochet again. So we want to do that a total of 13 times. I've worked the 2 sets of 5 double crochet, chain 3, skip 5 as you work your way down the side, and I'll meet you after those. As you've worked those 14 repeats down the side, after we've skipped those 5 stitches, we'll make one more set of 5 double crochet in the same stitch, and then we will chain 3, and then there's 4 stitches at the end of the row that we'll skip, and then ready to start in that chain 1 space again with our 5 double crochet. Three, 4, and 5. Chain 3, we'll skip those first 5 stitches and then start working down the side again with our double crochet, 5 double crochet in 1 stitch, chain 3, skip 5, and so on. So you can work that all the way around. Once you've completed your final side, after your chain 3, you will join with a slip stitch to our starting stitch to finish. Each side will have 14 shells of 5 double crochet and 15 chain 3 spaces for a total of 120 stitches, and there's 1 shell of 5 double crochet in the corners for round 37. Round 38, using color B, we're going to start in the second double crochet past any corner 5 double crochet shell. We'll start with a double crochet, and as we double crochet we want to work or enclose the chain 3 from last round. So double crochet in the second double crochet after a corner, enclosing the chain 3. Chain 1, we'll skip a stitch of round 36 and double crochet in the next stitch, and again enclosing that chain 3. And we'll skip a stitch. Chain 1, then we'll skip those first 2 stitches of the shell on round 37, single crochet in that middle or center stitch of the shell, chain 1, and we'll skip those last 2 double crochet of the shell. So we're going to skip the first stitch past the shell, double crochet in the next stitch, enclosing that chain 3, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next, enclosing the chain, chain 1. And we'll repeat that for a total of 13 times. So I'll show you that one more time. We'll skip the first 2 stitches on the shell, single crochet in the 3rd stitch of the shell, chain 1. Skip the last 2 stitches, and working on round 36, we'll skip that first stitch, double crochet in the next, enclosing the chain 3, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next, and chain 1. Okay, so you can repeat that. We've done 2 times. We want to do 11 more times, and I'll meet you at that point. So we'll skip the first stitch on round 36, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet in that last stitch before the corner, chain 1. We will skip the first 2 double crochet of the corner shell, and in that middle stitch we will single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, and you will find it helpful to add a stitch marker to this chain 1 space to find it easier later rounds. Chain 1, we'll skip the last 2 double crochet of the corner. We'll skip that first hidden stitch on the side and double crochet in the next, and ready to work our next side with those chain 1, skip 1. Oops, I forgot to enclose that chain 3 space. So close the chain 3 in the double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip the 2 doubles of the shell and single crochet, and so on down the sides. So mark those chain 1 in the corners to find next round, and work your way all the way around, joining to our starting stitch with a slip stitch at the end of this round. Each side will have 30 double crochet, 16 singles, 45 chain 1 spaces for a total of 91 stitches, with those chain 1 in each of the corner. Round 39, using color A or E depending on your version, we will work only in the chain 1 spaces between the 2 double crochet, and we'll skip the other stitches. We're starting in any of those marked corner stitches. We will start with a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. We'll want to move that marker up to this new chain 1 corner. Single crochet, chain 1. Sometimes I find it easier to add my stitch marker before doing the next single crochet. Single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in the corner, and marking the new chain 1 space. We will chain 3, and in the next chain 1 space between the 2 double crochet, we will place 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochet in that chain 1 space between the 2 doubles. And we'll do that 15 times. So chain 3, and skipping over to that next chain 1 space between the 2 doubles for another 5 double crochet. So you can go ahead and work that down the side, and I'll join you just before the next corner. So once you've worked those 15 repeats down the side, we're ready to work our next corner in that marked chain 1 space with single crochet, chain 1, move the marker up, single crochet in that same corner, and then ready to chain 3 and work those 5 double crochet in that chain space between the double crochets. So again, you can work that around all 4 sides. At the end of the last side, you'll have made the chain 3, and you'll join to our starting single crochet to fasten off. Each side will have 2 single crochet, 15 shells of 5 double crochet, and 16 chain 3 spaces for 125 stitches. And there's the chain 1 in the corners. Round 40, using color B, we'll start in any of the chain 1 marked spaces. We're going to start with a double crochet, chain 1, and we can move that marker to that new chain 1 space and add a second double crochet in that same corner space and chain 1. Double crochet in this chain 1 space down on round 38 and closing that chain 3 of round 40. Chain 1, single crochet in that middle double crochet of the shell, chain 1, double crochet in this next chain 1 space of round 38, chain 1, and double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet in that double, chain 1, double crochet in the chain 1 space just past the shell. So we've worked that repeat twice, starting with a double crochet before the shell and ending with a double crochet after the shell. You'll do that a total of 15 times, and I will meet you just before our next corner. So when you've worked your 15 repeats down the side, you'll have finished with the double crochet in that last chain 1 space before our corner, and you've chained 1. So we're ready to work that new corner with the double crochet in that marked chain 1 space, chain 1, move your marker up, double crochet in that same corner space, chain 1, and then ready to work down the side with those double crochet in the chain 1s before the shells and the single crochet in the top of the shell, and so on. So again, you can work that all the way around all 4 sides, and you will join to our starting stitch to fasten off at the end of this round. Each side will have 32 double crochet, 15 single crochet, 46 chain 1 spaces for 93 stitches, and those chain 1s in the corners. Round 41, using color C or color D, depending on your choice of color version. We're going to start in the chain 1 space between 2 DC after any corner. After the first shell between these 2 double crochet, and we will place 5 double crochet in that chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochet in that chain 1 space in the first set of 2 doubles just past the corner. Then working down the side, we will chain 3 and work those 5 double crochet between the 2 double crochet past the next shell. So you can go and work that 15 times. And I will meet you just before the next corner. So after you've done your 13 repeats, your 14th will be after the last shell and before the corner double crochet. You'll place 5 double crochet in that chain 1 space, 2, 3, 4, and 5, chain 3, and then in this corner space between the 2 double crochet, we will make a group of 5. We want to leave our stitch marker in that space as well. We will put the 5 double crochet in there. No, we don't. Then we will skip over the corner and leaving that stitch marker there, and then in this first space between the double crochet of the corner and that next double crochet, we will place 5 double crochet. Then we're ready just to continue working around with the chain 3, 5 double crochet in between the 2 double crochet all the way around, joining to our starting stitch with a slip stitch to end this round. So once you've completed all 4 sides after our last chain 3, we will join to our starting stitch to finish this round, and you can go ahead and fasten off as well. Each side has 16 shells of 5 double crochet, 15 chain 3 spaces for 125 stitches, and there's a corner chain 3 space. Round 42, using color B again, we're going to start in any of the marked corners from round 40. We will be enclosing the chain 3 space that we made last round, round 41. So in that chain 1, we will start with a double crochet, working around or enclosing the chain 3 from last round. So we start with a double crochet, chain 1, and we'll do that 4 times. It's 2, 3, and 4 double crochet, chain 1. So the stitch marker, we want to move to the second of the chain 1 spaces for our new corner. We will single crochet in the 3rd double crochet of the shell from round 41, chain 1, double crochet in the chain 1 space after the shell and closing that chain 3, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1. So we'll repeat that for a total of 15 times. The single crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, making sure that we work over top and enclose that chain 3 from last round. So again, you continue that for a total of 15 times down the side, and I'll meet you before the next corner. On the side, we'll want to make sure we have another single crochet in the top of that last shell, chain 1, and then working down into that chain 1 of the corner on round 40. We will work that double crochet, chain 1, working over the chain 3. And in the second chain 1, we will add our new stitch marker, double crochet, chain 1 4 times, and then ready to work down the side with a single crochet, chain 1, and then those doubles in the chain 1 spaces. So you can continue to work that all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. When you've worked your final side, after that single crochet in the last shell, you will chain 1 and join to the top of our starting double crochet to fasten off. Each side should then have 34 double crochet, 16 singles, 49 chain 1 spaces for 99 stitches. And then that corner has that chain 1. Round 43, using color E, we're going to start just past a corner space in that chain 1 space between those first 2 double crochet. So not in the corner space, but the next space just past the corner. And we'll work our 5 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then working down the side for 16 times, we'll work the chain 3 and then the 5 double crochet between those next 2 sets, or the next set of 2 double crochet. Three, 4, 5. So we'll work that down the side 16 times. So when you've come to your first corner, that 16th repeated set of 5 double crochet, which is actually the 17th from the side when we include our starting one, it falls just before that marked corner space. In that chain 1 space just before that, we chain 3 and we skip that corner space and we start our next side with this next group of 5 double crochet, and so on. So when we've completed the round, we'll join to our starting double crochet with the slip stitch and fasten off. Each side has 17 shells of 5 double crochet, 16 chain 3 spaces for 133 stitches, and the chain 3 in each of the corners. Round 44, using color B, we're going to start in any of these marked corner spaces. We'll start with a double crochet. We want to work over top of or enclose that chain 3 space from last round. So double crochet, then chain 2, and another double crochet in that same corner space, working over or enclosing the chain 3 from last round. Then we will chain 1. Now all of these chain 1s, we want to be careful not to have them very tight, as we'll be working into some of them next round. So just be careful that your chains aren't too tight. And then in the middle double crochet of this first shell from last round, we will place a single crochet. Chain 1, and we'll come down to round 42 and double crochet in that first chain 1 space just past the shell, and again enclosing that chain 3, chain 1, double crochet in the chain 1 space. So we'll do that 16 times, where we chain 1, single crochet in the middle double of the shell, chain 1, double crochet in the chain 1 space just past the shell, enclosing the chain 3, chain 1, double crochet in that next space, chain 1. So you can continue to work that down the side for the 16 times, and I'll meet you just before the corner. So when you've worked down the side, after that 16th repeat, we will chain 1 and make a single crochet in that final shell of the side, chain 1, and then we're ready to work that corner again in that next mark stitch. So closing that chain 3 from last round, working our double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in that corner chain 1 space, chain 1, and ready to work down the side with the single crochet, chain 1, and those double crochet in the chain 1 spaces, and so on. So you can go ahead and repeat that all the way around, and we will be joining to our starting stitch to finish this round, but do not fasten off. Join to our starting stitch with a slip stitch. Each side will have 34 double crochet, 17 single crochet, and 50 chain 1 spaces for 101 stitches, and then there's the chain 2 in each of the corners. Remember, do not cut your yarn. We'll continue with color B. And if you haven't already, you can remove the stitch markers. Round 45, we will slip stitch into that corner space. So we'll chain 1, which will count as our first single crochet in this first corner, but the corners will be single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. And then we will, starting in this very first double crochet, we'll place a single crochet in that stitch. The chains also count as a stitch. We're going to work into the chain, not the chain space. Single crochet in the stitches and into those chain ones. So every stitch and every chain one, we will place a single crochet in this round. So down the side, that will be 101 single crochets you make, and then the corners are the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. When you've worked all the way around, you can join to our starting chain 1 to finish off this round, and you can fasten off as well. So when you've finished this round, you will join to our starting stitch to fasten off. Each side has 103 single crochet, and the corners have those chain 2 spaces. Round 46, using color C, you'll start in any of the chain 2 corner spaces with a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. We'll skip the first stitch and then single crochet in the next 102 stitches down the side. So you can work that all the way around, 102 single crochet between each corner of single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, joining to our starting stitch and fastening off. When you've worked your way around, there'll be 104 single crochet and chain 2 in the corner space. Do not fasten off if you wish to continue, as the pattern does with the same color. I have chosen to change colors for mine, so I will be using color D instead of C for round 47 and 48. Round 47, if you're continuing with the same color, you will slip stitch into that chain 2 corner space and chain 1, which will count as your first single crochet. I'm changing colors. So I've just started with a single crochet, then we will chain 3, we're going to skip this first stitch and single crochet in the next stitch, chain 3, skip a stitch, single crochet in the next. So we'll do that a total of 51 times. That was starting with a single crochet, chain 3, skip a stitch. 51 times down the side, and I'll meet you just before the next corner. So when you've worked your way down the first side, we will have that chain 3, skip a stitch, and we will single crochet in this last stitch before the corner, chain 3, and then we'll start again with a single crochet in that corner, chain 2 space, chain 3, skipping the first single crochet and starting to work down the side with a single crochet, chain 3, skip 1, and so on. So you can continue to work that all the way around, all 4 sides. We will join to the beginning chain, or if you started with a single crochet as I did with a new color, you will join to that first stitch, so either a chain 1 or a single crochet. Do not fasten off, as we'll continue with this color for the next round. Each side will have 52 single crochet and 53 chain 3 spaces and 1 single crochet in each of the corners. Round 48, continuing with color C, we will slip stitch into each of the first 2 chains of that corner chain 3. In the corner, we'll make a single crochet for this first corner. This chain 1 will take the place of the single crochet, and then you'll chain 3, and then in the next chain 3 space, we will make a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the chain 3 space, and we'll continue that around the entire blanket, joining to our starting chain 1 to end the round. So when you've worked your way all the way around, there will be 53 single crochet, 52 chain 3 spaces for a total of 209 stitches. And the corner has that 1 chain 3. Once we've completed the side, we will join to that starting chain 1 and then finish off. And that ends the Mareya mini crochet along. May this blanket comfort and warm the one for whom you made it.